Greetings, comic friends. I hope you all had a good free comic book day. Yesterday was Free Comic Book Day, as most of us know, is a usually annual event where local comic shops spend money on books to give you for free. So that's pretty great. Be sure to support your local comic shops because they do stuff like that. And I hope if you went to Free Comic Book Day, you also threw them a little money, bought some stuff. It's the whole idea of Free Comic Book Day is to generate excitement for comics, get people that might not normally go into a comic book store to go in there and maybe learn about something they love. Ultimately, the hope to help support local comic shops. So I hope you all, if it was possible in your area, to go to a Free Comic Book Day, and if you did so safely. Which I'll talk about my personal experience with that here. But we didn't have one last year, obviously, because of COVID. And this year it was pushed back. It's normally in May, so it's pushed back to August. My area has a number of comic shops that do Free Comic Book Day, and as you might know, I have two main shops that I go to. I wasn't going to go just because I'm not super comfortable with big crowds yet, and if you've been to a Free Comic Book Day, sometimes they get pretty crazy, especially from my experience at the ones here. Way back in years and years ago, I worked at a comic shop and had to work Free Comic Book Day, and it was like the worst to work. It was just crazy busy, packed, all kinds of nuts. So I didn't really know what to expect. Now, one of my shops, they were requiring masks, which I thought was great. It definitely, the idea of that made me feel safe, and it made me more inclined to go to that one. The other shop wasn't doing that, so for me that was just a non-starter. I'm not going to go. But I was still a little bit concerned about the one that was requiring masks, because it's still like if it's shoulder to shoulder, yeah, masks help, but it's still not comfortable. And for me, honestly, it's not just the COVID thing. It's just I've not been in big crowds for such a long time that anxiety is a problem. I've always had a problem with them, but even more so now since I'm not used to them anymore. So that shop, bless their hearts, they were very understanding and was like, tell us what you want, and we'll put that stuff aside for you to come pick up some other time, so you don't actually have to be there at Free Comic Book Day. They wouldn't give it to me then. Obviously, they weren't allowed to, but they said we'd put it aside, we'd hold it, and the next time you're in, you can just pick it up. So I was very appreciative of that. I said thank you. I will think about what I want to do. Maybe I'll be there, maybe I won't. I haven't decided yet. So on that day, I was kind of out running some errands, and I'll drive by, I'll see what it's like, and if it looks like it's super crowded, I'll just keep on driving or turn around and go home. If not, then fine. This place it's easy to see if it's busy or not because it has a small parking lot. So if there's spaces open in the parking lot, it's probably not that crazy busy inside. And when I drove by, the parking lot looked pretty good. So I ended up going in, and I'm glad that I did. I ended up spending quite a bit of time. Like I'm friends with everybody there, like personal friends. Some I've known from a long time ago, and afterwards ended up going to like a house party for people that were working there that day, which I felt super honored to be, because I was the only person that was invited that wasn't actually like an employee or former employee of that shop. But Anyway, I felt comfortable going in, and I hung out with my friends and talked comics and whatnot. And I ended up picking up some stuff aside from the free comic book day stuff because they were holding a sale, as a lot of shops do on free comic book day. So just want to go over the things that I got. I think I got some great stuff. I'm really happy with. I mean, I spent a little bit more than I intended, but what else is new? Like, you know me. So as far as the free comics, I didn't get a whole lot. Like I used to be the kind that like I'll just take one of everything, and then I realized, well, first of all, I mean, that means I have to deal with those. I have to deal with cataloging them and storing them, and some of them I probably would never even read. I'm also taking them away from, I don't know, like some kid that might pick it up and find a love for comics or whatever. Like, I don't want to be greedy. Like, I'll grab the stuff that I personally am actually interested in, and then I'll leave the rest for other people. And you know, a lot of these shops they'll have leftovers, right? They'll over order to make sure they meet demand, but what they have left over, there's a number of things they can do with it. They can keep offering them free for kids that walk in, like, hey, thanks for stopping in, take some free comics. Or in the case of this shop, they donate them. They donate them to like children's hospitals and stuff, and that's great. Like, I'm at that point, if I'm taking something that I don't actually want, I'm literally taking it out of a sick child's hands. So I'm like, I'll just take the things that I'm actually interested in, and I'll be good with that. So let's see. Some of these I was actually able to grab without stickers, but most of them have been stickered already. It's not a big deal to me, really, but it is what it is. And I don't have a problem with showing the sticker of who this is. I'll try to cover address and stuff like that because I don't know how comfortable they are. So it's Legend Comics and Coffee. It's a great shop. But I got Enter House of Slaughter, obviously a pretty important book. And that's going to be, I think, a spin-off going forward. Stray Dogs. So I think this is just a reprint of Stray Dogs #1, if I recall correctly. I haven't had a chance to flip through these. I don't know which of these are all original stories and which are reprints of some kind. Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Avenger. We Live, The Last Days. This again, I think this might actually be a small news story leading into the next We Live arc, I think. And Spider-Man Venom. I don't recall. I don't know if this is reprints or new stuff. I'll look through them eventually. It's been a crazy week. All right, and then so that was the free comic book day stuff that I got. And every once in a while they'll also release some stuff that's for sale, which I did. I did get this because it's so freaking cool. So, Black and White Ninja Turtles, all with red headbands. I'm actually really surprised at the price point of this. I think the retail on this was like $120, $125 for 4 really cool exclusive figures. I think is a really, really good price. But on top of that, the store was having a sale and they applied it to this as well. Like, well, shoot. I had to go for it. So I did. I'm pretty sure I'm going to open these up. This is really cool to display, but I got this because I like the figures and I want to display the figures. So I'm going to open it up. I know that breaks the heart of some people. It breaks the heart of past me. Man, way back in the day, I would never open the toys that I got. But since I stopped doing actual toy collecting, the only toys that I get are things that I actually really, really want to display. So I open them so I can display them. I do it with Pops. I get Pops every once in a while. I immediately take them out and throw the boxes away. And I know that kills some people, but they're easier to display that way. They look better, and I don't have the space to store a bunch of a bunch more empty boxes. So that's why I don't pay a lot for pops. Like I'll never buy like a $60 pop because I'm gonna destroy it. It's I'm gonna take it out of the box and throw that away. It seems kind of dumb. So I'll ever buy normally priced pops. Anyway, I got this and it's awesome. I'm super excited to open it up and pose them in totally cool ways because I am an adult child. Let's see. Then I got a couple of collections. This one I kept forgetting to pick it up. For how much I talk about loving Kirby in Fourth World, I don't have the collection of Jimmy Olsen that is the Fourth World. So this is the beginning of Fourth World, right? You get the introduction of all the Fourth World characters. I mean, I think I pushed it off. Like, it's the beginning of it, but I'm also the least interested in this because it revolves so much around Superman. I really like the Fourth World stuff when it is just being Fourth World on its own. So, but this is important to the story of Fourth World, obviously. It's where it began. I have to deal with Superman. Whatever. Out of all... Like, don't get me wrong, I got some good deals on stuff for some good prices, but out of everything, this is the one. So, Transformers Classics Volume 7, this is the last collection of the Marvel Transformers run. It's confusing because it was published by IDW, but this is the Marvel's run. So, it collects issues... 77 through 80, Headmasters 4-issue series, and 3 issues of Transformers the movie adaptation. So, as you know, I'm going for a full run of Marvel's Transformers. It's not an easy run to fill, especially the later issues. So I wanted to have the last few bits of the arc, and it's the last 4 issues of the actual arc. But those are the ones that are the most expensive, aside from number 1. That I might, like 80, I might end up with just getting a slab copy. I don't know. I might end up with good copies of the others and don't want to actually read them. It just seemed like a good idea to get sort of that last bit. I wouldn't mind having volume 6 as well, but probably not going to happen. But it seemed like a good idea to have the last bit of that in trade in order to read. These are very hard to find. They are no longer in print. I think like volumes 1 and 2 are easy to find. I was able to get those fairly easy at the same shop. And at the time that I got them, like, oh yeah, I'll just start with the first 2 issues and I'll order the rest of them as they come out. And this is before I was trying to go for a full run. I then went like on Amazon or whatever to see how much how readily available the other volumes are, and they are not. They are not readily available. They are out of print and very expensive. They probably go for around $100 to $150 each to get them now, just because they're so in demand and out of print. And that's where I decided, like, well, if I'm ever going to read this run, aside from like getting digital or stealing them digitally or whatever, which I don't do, I'm going to have to collect the run. Not that that's cheap either, obviously. It's probably more expensive, but I feel better about spending that money on the actual issues than that sort of money on trades. I don't get that. Anyway, I'm looking at trades, and this is sitting on the shelf, and just like the normal trades, which, like, I haven't seen that before. I would have seen it before, so I was like, I brought it up the counter. I'm like, did you just get this? Like, how did you get this? And they're like, it was like it got pushed back in the bookshelf, and when they were rearranging, they pulled it forward. Like, oh, there it is. And I mean, I don't want to rip my store off. I'm like, I mean, you just have this on the shelf for cover price. Like, this is really hard to get. Like, this is a valuable thing. And like, oh, really? Like, yeah, I'd love to buy it for cover price, but I just want to let you know, like I don't want to. If you can get a bunch of money out of it, just get a bunch of money out of it, right? Support your LCS. You know, I'll be fine. I'll get the issues eventually. I'll find some way to read it, but if you can make money off this, do it. And they're like, no, whatever. Appreciate it. It was on the shelf. You found it. Good for you. Thanks for telling us. It's yours. Oakley dokley. So yeah, that's the story of how I got this. And like, I mean, it's crisp. It's brand new. Crazy. Anyway, I'm not sure. Once I get to the point where I've read it, I might. I mean, at that value, I might have to sell it. But for now, I got it because I wanted to read it. All right. And then not only was it was covered with the sale they were running. Man. All right. So then I picked up some key books. Incredible Hulk Annual #1 of 2011. This is the first appearance of Ghost Spider. And some of these were like, normally I wouldn't get it, but for that discount, it's hard not to. Mighty Thor #412. This is the first full appearance of the New Warriors. I have 411, which is what I guess they consider the first cameo. But this is the first full appearance that was really, really sharp, and I actually didn't have it, so I picked that up. It looks like it's a bit of a miswrap, but it's fine. Icon #1, still polybagged. It was just another like, it was cheap. I don't have it. Whatever. So this I picked up as a bit of a challenge. I took a bit of a risk on it. So this is Sandman #10. So this is the first appearance of the Corinthian, Despair, and someone else that's in that sort of entourage. It looks beautiful. This is a little bit remnant of price tag. It looks beautiful. It is beautiful. There's some business going on in the back. Like some nasty business going on in the back that I don't know if it's pressable or not. It's going to take a lot of work to make it come out. Some of it's a little bit color breaking, but that's the least of the worries back there. I don't know if it's going to show up very well on camera because it's on black. But, or I guess dark blue. That's maybe I can hit the light right there. You can kind of see. There you go. There you can kind of see all those little indentations, and they're deep. They're real deep. So I'm gonna try my best to get those out. Because if those come out, like this is a real nice copy of this book. So took a bit of a risk on it, but the rest of it is so pretty that I had to. And then let's just stick a still on there. I didn't have one of these. I don't really need one of these, but again, the sale was nice, so I picked this up, and it's a really nice copy. So, Marvel Comics Presents 72, the first Weapon X, and it is a really good cover. So this is really nice. So I'll probably send this in to get graded. I don't see any. I don't see like really anything wrong with it. Maybe a little bit at the top. There was actually two of these. There was this one and there was a lower grade one. And I picked this one up because I'm me. But I was talking to one of my friends that works there, and he was like, he said if this was still here there at the end of the day, he was gonna pick it up. I'm like, oh shoot, man, I'm sorry. He's like, no, you're an actual customer. It's fine. But I made him the deal. Like, all right, I feel kind of bad that you had your eye on this, but I ended up picking it up. And I told him, if you buy the other one, I'll clean and press it for you for free, because I just like, oh man, I didn't mean to take that one away from you. And he was totally okay with that. Like he was fine with getting the cheaper one just anyway. He just wanted the book. But like, hey buddy, I'll take care of you on that, because it definitely has some pressable defects in it. So it's not gonna bump it up to as good as what this copy is. But I mean, to help a friend out, I guess. Let's see. I think that's it. Yeah, I really did not expect to spend that much going into Free Comic Book Day, but the stuff that I got, I mean, I'm definitely happy with this, and happy with that. This other stuff, like this, I'm kind of worried about. Maybe I shouldn't have taken the risk. Like, I think the price on this was maybe a little bit high given what was wrong with it. That's why I say it's a risk. Because if the stuff doesn't come out, then I overpaid for it. Well, I mean, I guess with the discount, or with a sale or whatever, it's probably about right. But whatever. And this, I mean, I don't know if I really need that. And to be honest, I might actually already have this. I couldn't remember. But getting this for less than cover price, like that's, I mean, I can't complain too much about anything really at this point. But that's it. Let me know how you did on Free Comic Book Day. Did you get some good books? Did you get some of the good books for free? What did you like out of the free offerings? The stores you have any good sales? Pick some cool stuff up. Let me know. Love to talk about it. Yeah, I still have. Earlier last week, I posted a video with a bunch of stuff that I have for sale. Some of the stuff is sold, some's still available. So check that out if you're looking to buy any stuff. It's mostly slabs. If you like slabs, there's some raw stuff in there too. But hit me up. Take a look at the stuff that's there, and hit me up if you're interested in any of it. Like, comment, subscribe to everything that I ever have done ever. And yeah, that's it. Of course, don't forget to make yours Titan. This video was brought to you by Titan Comic Pressing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Titan Comic Pressing LLC.